Hello friends, welcome to today's session, and today we are going to quickly discuss about S3 consistency. So let's get started. So S3 has two different types of consistency models. Hold on, sorry. Yeah, so the first is read after write consistency for put of new objects. So whenever you are uploading any new object in your S3 bucket, that is S3 folder, you can say, so a put operation is performed. And so when you are writing a fresh content, when you are putting a fresh content, so this is a put operation, and which is kind of you are writing to this operating system, and sorry, not the operating system, but to this storage. So if you write a new line or new file and read it immediately afterwards, you'll be able to view that data. So like whenever you put an object, there is a S3 URL published which you can through which you can access the data. So if you are writing and immediately reading it or accessing the URL, you would be able to see that data immediately. So this is what we call read after write consistency. So you can immediately read after write. The another type of consistency model that we have is eventual consistency. So this consistency model comes into picture when you are overwriting any existing file, so overwriting a put, or when you are deleting a file. So what we you can remember this consistency model as a 1 second delay, and what it means is when you are modifying a file or when you are deleting a file, it might take a second of delay for that change to propagate. You remember we discussed that S3, when you share or upload anything on S3, there are two more copies made of it. So it's shared on two more availability zones. So overall there are three copies, and three copies in the sense you can say three different availability zones have copy of your object which is stored in S3. So it takes time to delete data or to modify data across the copies. That's why this delay is there, and this 1 second delay, it's not 1 second actually, but it's the way that we remember. So eventual consistency is a 1 second delay consistency, where when you are modifying or deleting an object, it would take time to propagate those changes. So if you, let's say, if you updated an existing object and now you are immediately accessing that object, there are chances that you might see a stale copy or the old copy of that object. So whenever you update an object, make sure you wait for some time and then access it, so that the changes are propagated. In the same way, if you are deleting a file or deleting an object, you might have to wait for a while for this change to get propagated. Otherwise, let's say if you delete an object and you immediately try that URL, there are chances that you might be able to still access that file for a while. So this is what we call as, you can say, eventual consistency. So if you update an existing file or delete a file and read it immediately, you may get an older version or you may not. Basically, changes to objects can take a little to propagate. So this is the consistency model that S3 follows. I hope you enjoyed this quick session. See you in the next. Thank you.